Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Good, Frank. Welcome to another episode of Perspective Shift Spotlight.
This at Spotlight, right?
Yep,
All
that's
right.
what we're calling it.
All right, Spotlight. Good.
Yep.
I didn't get that. No, I'm just kidding.
Didn't get the memo on that. We're calling this Spotlight.
Yeah, it's Spotlight.
But what Spotlight is for Perspective Shift is this is a chance for us to interact with the people that we communicate that write into us. So we'll get these emails, we'll get direct messages, contact from different listeners about how the concepts that we talk about on the show how they have experienced them in their everyday life. And so they'll reach out and they'll say, hey, listen, these concepts just happened to me. And it's these synchronicities and these stories that make life so sweet. Like, this is the point of this experience, is watching things, in the most dire situations turn into the biggest miracles, or, how the things you could never think could work out so beautifully.
Yeah, and also, too, the reason we have this experience, too, is we're all one unified field, so we're all having this experience from different multiple outputs in life. Mm-hmm. And we're all one family. When we start, like 8 billion people on the planet, we're all one family. It's just more and more people coming to understand this. So a new member of Mike's and I family is Juliet Cox.
Yes.
From the UK.
Juliet, thank you for writing into us.
Yeah.
So let's share a little bit of her story. I'll just kind of read from the email.
Yeah.
But,
pull that. Mike, do you need your glasses?
Yeah, I know, right? I can see it.
I think I can blow it over.
Hi, Juliet. All right. So essentially, Juliet talks about how her journey started in 2007. She's explaining, she was in a tough spot, or recently lost her house, multiple things going on in the family life. She's talking about essentially a rough time. And she had a friend reach out to her and say, hey, look, I see what you're going through. And she gave her a copy of The Secret. We have all heard of The Secret, book, movie, etc. But it's, law of attraction, etc. There's a lot of great aspects to The Secret. But what she's talking about here is she has this situation, where she felt like she was meant to hear that message. And there was like this awakening inside of her after reading or watching, The Secret. And it was like speaking to her soul, if you will, kind of remembering, what's out there and what she has left. So she goes into this story about one day she's on her way to work. She loves listening to Abraham. And we featured Abraham a year ago, a month. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But Abraham, Esther...
Abraham.
I was going to say, but yeah, Abraham Hicks, if you haven't heard of her, please go check it out. Great stuff. But she stumbles across our podcast here, at Perspective Shift, because we did that episode. And she says, you guys have covered so many people that I've followed and read about. Some of them I've not even heard of. And it's so nice to be able to listen to someone else talk about these different concepts so openly and freely that she has felt she's always known. And that's truly, Juliet, thank you for saying that. That's the reason we started this show. There are so many like-minded speakers, teachers, avenues out there today. We wanted to bring those into one space so people can see, look, guys, we're all talking about the same thing. We don't care if it's Abraham. We don't care if it's Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We don't care if it's who's Tony Robbins, a big self-help type guru. Everybody is talking about the same thing, guys. We're all talking about the same concept, which is consciousness. We're all talking about this.
Yeah.
So she writes into us, we're kind of going back and forth with her, and we asked her if we can share a little bit about Juliet's story, and she says yes. And she shares this great story with us, so I'll go into that next. And she says, all right. She says, one little story that always sticks out in my mind was when I first watched The Secret. My daughter was about 2 or 3, and I went out to this particular day just to get out of the house for a break. We were at a bookshop. My daughter always loved books, even at that age. This book stood out to me because it was a beautiful child's book about fairies. The pages popped up as you opened the book, and it was absolutely stunning.
I used to love pop-ups.
Well, yeah.
I still do.
It's exciting. I wanted to get it for my daughter, but the price tag didn't fit my budget, so that was that. However, when we left the shop, I kept thinking about the book and how much I wanted to get it for my daughter. I remember saying, I will get this book for my daughter. I claimed it. I went back only a few days later. To my absolute delight, it was marked down and half the price. When I handed it in at the till, She rang it through and then said, "Oh, this book has been reduced again. You've got quite a bargain here." I can't tell you how much what I felt in that moment. That feeling was so, or the feeling was so, the feeling that was the best feeling I had in such a long time. My daughter still has that book to this day. She knows the story of how I came by it, and it still brings tears to my eyes now. So much more to tell. Thanks again.
Yeah. Great story.
I love that. Because it's the littlest things that create these moments for us where it's like, I am playing a role in this. I am participating in this reality.
Yeah, and actually, because the narrative, like before, logically, way the world looks at things logically, that wouldn't have happened, Mm-hmm. But then once it happens, people go like, well, yeah, the book went on sale, and yeah, it was,
It's very easy retrospectively like that.
But her thought onto it, and again, she had a belief that understanding it had to come down to a certain price in order to believe it. And then it did. It actually fit her narrative. And that's why, be careful what we believe for and wish for. That's why it came out. But I'm like, hey, if you're wishing solidly and clear, you don't have to worry about that. Worry about what you wish for. You actually want to get what you wish for. And it leaves complete open interpretation for it, which is brilliant. So we step out where we were never taught this, and now Juliet's experienced this, and what's even better, she experienced it through her daughter's joy of actually getting the book, because it wasn't even for her. It was wanting to experience the joy that her daughter would see this book that came out with Pop-Up Book,
Making it even more
make even more special. And thank you for sharing that story. It was a great story. The more we talk about these type of stories, the more people open up to these ideas, and we're like, well, no one here doesn't have this power within them. We all do. It's called our imagination.
That's it. At the end of the day, you take a story like this, and this can be applied on a multitude of levels. We're talking about a book here, that what Juliet did here was so powerful. She saw something, she knew she wanted it. There was a genuine, heartfelt reason behind it. She had this feeling behind it, and she said, I will get this book for my daughter. Like, she literally claimed it. And in that moment, the universe started pulling its strings, the things we cannot see with our eyes, that are going on around us.
And the universe,
to bring that situation to fruition.
Yeah. And the universe knew Juliet's beliefs.
100%.
So it didn't have to get her to change her beliefs. She just believed, okay, if it's at a certain value, I'll get the book. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then all of a sudden, the universe yielded towards it. But it was her trusting it to go back to the store. If she didn't trust it, she would have never went back to that store 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah.
To even get the book and to see what happened. But she knew it. She was probably getting ready to pay full price for it.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it's like, wow, I just saved money now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like it's brilliant.
It is brilliant because again, these are the types of stories that let you know what's possible out there. When you hear different things like this, it just kind of tweaks the imagination or tweaks the analytical mind going, there's something here. It's the same reason, or it's the same feeling Juliet had when she first watched The Secret or read The Secret. There was this something that told her inside, there's truth here. It resonates. And that's what I was talking about in one of our previous episodes about we all inherently know these concepts to be true. That's why when we hear different people talk about them or discuss them or we read about them, we know it's true. The hard part is the day-to-day, the constant series of events that are going on and the way we process information. And we've been taught to process, this event after this event after this event, and we have to narrate these stories together, or we have to tie these stories together. And so we say, well, this can't happen because I experienced this not too long ago. The book clearly won't be on sale. I was just in there 2 days ago, and it was a full price book. So what? That's a belief. That's a story that today it will not be, marked down. The universe just at the end of there, just making it when she brings it up to the till and it being reduced again. I love that because it's just like the gift that keeps giving. The excitement that when she saw that book half off, now it's even, 75% off, whatever.
And what even keeps expanding on that, now that she brought her daughter into this understanding and the fact that she said her daughter still has that book, her daughter now is another generation that doesn't have to overcome the the world telling him how to think. She just learned firsthand how her mother did something, and she watched it. There's no better way to lead by example.
That's it.
So as a mom doing this, you not only got her the book that she wanted, you also gave her the world in which she will produce as she grows older, and even now.
You didn't just catch her a fish; you taught your daughter how to fish.
Yeah, and that's the most brilliant thing of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can take these same scenarios, guys, and we can apply them into our lives. And Juliet, we hope that's what you do with your daughter, day in after day, or day in and day out.
Yeah, I'm sure she does, The fact that she wrote this letter means she's already doing it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Meant a lot.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see you guys next week for our next episode of Spotlight.
Yeah, if anyone else has anything to say, just email us and we'll put it on there.
perspectiveshift2020@gmail.com.
Yeah.
That's our email, or reach out to us on our different social media sites. Send us a direct message. Whatever's easiest for you guys, we'll find a way to communicate.
All right. Peace out.
Thanks, guys.